Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I am glad you made it. This is huge. This is a very big deal because the majority of us that file for VA claims need to eventually, if not right away, file for an increase because A, either the VA didn't quite get it right the first time, or our conditions get worse. There's a lot of great information out there. I'm a fan of everybody pushing out good quality information, and I'm going to dive a little deeper on the increase kind of realm of things. And the reason why is because there are different paths that you could take. So I want to provide a little bit of clarity. And my suggestion is always work with an accredited rep, give you that second set of eyes on what you're doing to make sure that you're going down the right path. Because although there are different paths you can take, some are more advantageous than others to get that end result. So with that, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. So before we jump into it, I'm going to throw on a quick thank you to a few folks who did the super chat. Thank you so much in the comments there. I really appreciate it. Those super chats. The first one, Broke Boy 83, and it's BOI, Broke Boy. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you for that super comment. It really does mean a lot to me. Next one that we have here on the list is, again, and I think I'm pretty sure that I just said your name, and this is a second one, so thank you so much. Greg LaFortune 1894, and I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. Could be Greg LA Fortune 1894, but in any case, you get it. You know who you are. Thank you so much for your support. Last one here is, and I'm gonna mess it up, and I'm so sorry. It's SAIS Sais Singh. Thank you so much for your comment, and it's Singh, SINGH Singh, not just like singing. Its last name, surname Singh. So thank you so much for your support, SAIS Sais Singh. I really do appreciate your support, truly. All right, let's jump into this topic. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate it. Every one of you that does that really does help to put this information into the hands of those that need it, and that is the ultimate goal. So here you are. You filed a claim. It came back, and either right away or over time, your condition is warranting a higher rating. Or, right, could be a rating schedule change, right? That maybe put you in a better light for an increase. I personally think that we may have that with mental health. With that rating schedule change, I think that having those 5 domains is going to open up the doorway a little bit for the potential of getting a higher rating. Now, with that being said, what do you do? How do you do this? Number one is everything you're going to need evidence for. So don't just think that you can just file a claim that says I need an increase because, well, I should, with nothing additional, right? It's not really the most, I guess, planned out method. Who knows? It could work. They could send you to a C&P exam or something, and they could rule in your favor, and that's great. Definitely not the preferred method. You're leaving it 100% up to the VA to decide, and more often than not, they're just going to come back and go, nope, you're rated correctly, and move on. So work with your doctor to document everything. Now, once we get past that piece, and that's the piece that most people get and understand, is documenting, get your documentation. Now, well, what exactly does that mean? Go to the doctor and get my documentation that my condition has worsened, right? Or to get more clarity on the severity of your condition because the VA may have rated you lower. Well, you need to compare and contrast that information with something. What is that? That would be the schedule of ratings. So utilize the schedule of ratings to really understand where you fall with regard to that rating schedule. If you're not quite sure because the information is very medical terminology type stuff, print it out. Take it with you to your doctor. Have the conversation with your doctor to see where you would fall on that rating schedule. Look, you're paying the doctor, right? Especially if it's not a VA doctor, right? VA doctors, a little more, you kind of got to cross that path a little differently. But your civilian doctors, your private doctors, they might work with you a little easier. Print that out, take it with you. Hey, I just kind of need to know where I fall on this. Other conditions are going to be pretty much in your face. Hiatal hernia, you could read it. You're the patient. You know what criteria you meet. Migraine headaches, you know where you would fall. So work on developing that evidence that you need to support the higher rating. So that's the number one thing. But now comes the tricky part. How do you file it, right? Where do you file it? What forms? All of that stuff. Well, it depends, because the world of the VA is so nuanced. It really does depend. Now, honestly, you could utilize either the supplemental form, the supplemental claim form, or you could utilize the standard claim form. So the standard claim form is VA form 21526EZ. That's the standard claim form. If you're going for the supplemental claim, then it's VA form 200995. So 0995. The 0996 is the higher level review, which, I mean, that's not going to get you anywhere, really, when it comes to putting in for an increase. So the idea here is that really putting in for an increase, you could use either one of those forms, supplemental or the standard form, right? Your standard claim form, your 526. So now you have these two options. And really, quite frankly, and I actually called the VA and asked, hey, look, if 5 years after your original claim and you receive a supplemental claim because you're reopening a previous claim, would you take that for an increase, either form? The answer is yes. They will take either form. However, it's only really appropriate for you, the veteran. VA doesn't care. Do what you do. For you, the veteran, what we need to understand is the consequence of using a specific form or not. So here we are with the choice. The choice is going to really decide itself based on your factors. If you are, in fact, within 1 year from your original decision date, that means you should absolutely utilize the supplemental form. Why? Because now you're preserving your effective date. Whether it was your claim date or your intent to file date, you are preserving that date because you're asking for a review prior to the 1 year mark. So you're within your threshold to preserve that effective date. So absolutely you should do that. Now, if you're across the threshold and you're over the 1 year mark and you're not preserving any sort of effective date, now you should, in my opinion, you could use whatever you want, but my opinion is now you should absolutely utilize the standard claim form, the 21526EZ. Use that original claim form and state your condition and state that you're asking for increase, and you could even put the percentage that you're seeking an increase to. Now, some people will suggest not to do that because you could shortchange yourself. What if the evidence that you provided takes you to here, but you only requested to here and you're currently rated here, right? So you could not. It's up to you. So you could just ask for your increase, and on that form, the reason why you want to use the standard claim form, the 21526EZ, is because in the event that the VA doesn't get it right and they say, you're still the same, you now have recourse through a supplemental claim, preserving your new effective date for that increase request. This could potentially put thousands of dollars additional into your pocket by going this route, and it gives you this kind of I guess we'll call it a contingency plan if the VA doesn't rule in your favor. So just a nice thing to understand that process, take away some of the anxiety. Okay, you filed your claim, it came back lower than you expected. You thought it should have been higher based on everything that you read. Take a knee, go and work with your doctor to really provide the evidence that meets the criteria needed for that higher rating. File your supplemental claim within 1 year. If your condition has gotten worse over time, and now or your condition is now could be rated against a different rating schedule because the rating schedule changed and is more advantageous for you, and it's been 5, 10, 15, 20 years since you were last rated for that condition, but given the new circumstances, either your condition got worse or the rating schedule changed and is more liberal for you in your condition, then you want to file the 21526EZ asking for an increase for that specific condition. That way, in the event that they don't approve it, it gives you the recourse to then file that supplemental and provide additional evidence if needed. With that, thank you so much for watching. I surely appreciate every single one of you. I really do appreciate all of the support. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.